Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey and I'm so glad that you are here today. So today's video is a bit different than what I typically focus on. I focus a lot on anti-consumerism content. I also do travel vlogs, mom vlogs, because I am a mother, a new mom. So that's kind of what my content is focused on. But I've been very heavily invested in just making sure that my financial life, my financial priorities are top tier, because the economy has been economying, right? So for a bit of background, I am 29 years old, I am married, and I also am a new mom. Like I previously mentioned, I have a 17-month-old son. So all of that is kind of at play, just to give you a bit of background on how this will look. Also, my husband and I, we don't necessarily combine finances. My husband is a physician and he makes significantly more than me. I work in marketing. I've been working in marketing for the past 3.5 years. You'll see kind of in the budget and this breakdown what my money goes towards in my responsibilities. And of course, his responsibilities are his. So I don't really use a combined income when talking about my finances. I just strictly focus on my paycheck. Also, to add to that, we just recently purchased a home in the city that we moved to. We're going to be here long term, and so we have been renting for the past 10 months, and we recently just closed on a home. I just want to give that bit of a background so you guys know exactly where I'm coming from here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's dive into the video. So the spreadsheet that I will be using when I'm talking about my finances, expenses, all of these things today, I did download it from Etsy. It's from Gabby Peterson or Gabby Patterson. I'll put her name somewhere down here. It's super detailed. I think it's very cute and aesthetic to look at, but it's also very, very helpful. I don't use it specifically how it is intended, but I would say kind of close, kind of close. I'm not perfect here. I'm not perfect. So I have my laptop right here and we'll just jump right in. That is my work laptop that you just heard. So to start off with my income, like I previously mentioned, I do work in marketing and I have been working in marketing for the past 3.5 years. I do get paid bi-weekly, but for the purposes of this monthly reset, I'm going to do just a monthly income, if that makes sense. Keep in mind, this is my first time doing this type of video, so just roll with me, okay? So monthly, I bring home, after taxes and everything is taken out, I bring home $5,002. That is my take home collectively monthly. So for the past 10 months since we've been renting, my husband has been taking care of the rent, all the bills. I don't even know how much we pay in rent. I think it's definitely $2,700 or $2,800. Kind of insane just to be renting, but my husband takes care of the rent and all of the bills associated with our home, the home we've been renting. However, when we do move into our new home, which will be next month, I will be in charge of contributing just a little bit, so that will change next month when we talk about that budget. But as for right now, nothing of my paycheck goes towards rent or utilities. So I'm in charge of taking care of daycare for my son. Kind of a bit of a story with that. So when we first moved to where we live now, my son was attending this supposedly prestigious daycare, and it was supposed to be the bougie version of a daycare, high security, a chef. They learn Spanish, they play soccer, all of these amazing things, but I just felt like it was just extremely overpriced. And my son, it wasn't like he was coming home telling me his ABCs, so that we were initially paying $1,900 a month for that daycare. Kind of insane, I know. Now we switched my son to a different daycare that I personally love. It may not be, on the same standards as the other one, but my son is safe. He is learning. As long as he's safe, then I'm totally fine. And as long as he's well taken care of when he's not in my supervision. So instead of that $1,900, I am currently paying $1,400 a month for daycare. However, that comes out weekly. So basically, I'm paying $350 a week for daycare expenses. So if we add that monthly, that's that $1,400 right there. That is a really big expense compared to how much I make monthly, but it is for my son and I don't have to pay, rent or mortgage. So that's just why we did it that way. Also, groceries. I'm in charge of groceries. There are times where I do use my husband's card, but most of the time I try to just alleviate that expense from him and, buy it myself, because honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm at Trader Joe's a lot. And looking at how much I spent last month at Trader Joe's collectively, just random trips here and there, I spent $502. Very, very, very excessive. I feel like looking at how much I spend on groceries, I just feel like, yeah, that's just something I definitely need to work on, because $502 is insane. That's kind of been like a higher month. So I'll just kind of give you an idea on why this has went up a little bit. My son is a very picky eater. He's gotten a lot better to where he's like just expanding, you know, his horizons and trying different things. But I was just trying to buy anything that I thought he would eat. Let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, let's try that. Now that he is getting much better with this, I'm so thankful. But my grocery expenses will go down. So a lot of these things that I've just been buying here and there from Trader Joe's randomly, it's just been to see if my son will eat it, to fix meals, you know, to put different things together to see, okay, will you eat this, will you try this? He's gotten so much better, so this will go down. Also, while we're on the topic of my son, a lot of my expenses are concerning my child. But my son, he does attend speech therapy and food nutrition therapy. Because my son was such a picky eater and it was really alarming us, his dad is a physician, and so he was very alarmed, like, my son has to get his nutrients in. So we started food nutrition therapy and speech therapy just to get my son, you know, tip-top shape with speech. That is $65 a session. He goes once a week to both. So that is $130 weekly towards that. So we didn't really go through my son's pediatrician for this because we were going to have to wait on insurance, and the place that we really wanted to go, we just wanted him to go as soon as possible. You know, when you're a mom and you're worried and you just want your kid to receive help or guidance. I just didn't want to wait around for insurance, so we did self-pay. However, I recently found out that we can use our HSA card, so that'll be something that we implement starting next month, using HSA cards for future visits until he no longer needs these services. But last month, it was coming out of my account weekly. One thing that I also did notice is, because I knew I had these kind of like big expenses coming out of my account, I was trying to save excessively, and it was making me penny pinch, you know, towards the end of the month and have to use my husband's cards because I feel like my money was running low. So to give you an example, I have 2 emergency funds and then I have just a general savings account. And I was trying to put such hefty amounts towards those outside of the account that we have for my son that we contribute to. I was just trying to put such hefty amounts towards these every month that I feel like I was overdoing it. So I would put, you know, 401 emergency savings fund, 350 or maybe 400 in the other, and then for my general savings, it just depended. It would fluctuate anywhere from maybe like 300 to 400. So it was, my money was just dwindling down. And when I took a look at it, I'm like, okay, I'm treating savings like a hefty bill, and I've gotten my general savings account to a very fantastic place. That's outside of the savings fund that my husband and I created that we equally contribute to for my son. So this is just savings for me, you know, just to have my savings accounts fully funded. But I just feel like I was doing too much, and I have these other bills that I'm feeling like they come out weekly and all of this, so I had to take a step back. Last month I contributed $200 to one of my emergency funds with Capital One, and I contributed $250 to my other emergency savings fund, and then I just did $150 towards my general savings. So I did have a sinking fund. I completely just eliminated that because I just felt like I had money going too many places, and I feel like it just felt like a bill to me. I know that works for some people. I feel like it's okay to save, but once you reach a certain amount that you feel comfortable in, at least for me, I was like, I can slow down now, because I was treating saving like literally a monthly bill, every month like a bill, like it's automatically going to these places, and my money has not increased. Oops, that's my laptop. But I had to just cut back on that a bit. So yeah. Transportation. So this is as it pertains to gas and, you know, anything for my vehicle. The good thing about my husband is he gives me one of his credit cards to use specifically for gas, specifically for any miscellaneous things that I may want or need. So I don't really have to worry about that coming out of my pocket. So I'm really not even sure the total amount, because sometimes I don't add it to my budget. But right now I have $75 for last month. I think that sounds about right. I mean, I don't know. It looks like I only updated it one time. So yeah, $75 will just do that. And since that's not actually my personal credit card, I don't really keep track of it. So for my credit card, the only bill that I consistently have coming off of my credit card is my F45 subscription, which is $80 every 2 weeks, so $160 a month. I'm thinking about stopping that subscription completely because I haven't went to F45 in like the last month, just because it's kind of tricky when you have a child and my husband is a provider. So I only can go, you know, when he's home and he's here to watch him. I can't necessarily go when my son is at daycare because I'm on the clock. So either I go really early in the daytime, the weekends, or when I get off, and there are no classes when I get off. At one point in time, I did reach out to them about canceling it, but I quickly changed my mind because F45 has made the biggest difference in my fitness journey after having a baby, and just with my confidence, like me feeling like, you know, I'm healthy. I don't know, when I work out, when I eat good, I feel extremely confident. I don't know if that's just me, but I don't really care too much about clothes and things. But if I'm working out, I'm getting my supplements in, I feel like I'm healthy, my intake of vegetables and everything is top tier, I feel confident. So I don't know, kind of clinging on to that, but that is $160 a month that is consistently my credit card bill. I try not to spend, you know, anything else or use my credit card for anything else because my interest rate is a bit hefty. I think it's like 9 or 10%. Yeah. Nope. So I do have 2 dogs, Zeus and North Face. They were my babies before I had my actual baby, and they are very spoiled dogs. My husband and I, we went out of town. We went to Mexico last month, and so for boarding we spent $700 for a week for both dogs collectively, and for dog food we spent $55. My dogs, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like my dogs need snacks like every 2 weeks along with their food. I don't really like to just buy them, you know, kibble. I buy them kibble and wet food, Little Caesars, because I like to top it off. You know, they need that loving. I don't like eating the same thing all the time, so I just think my dogs don't. So we spend a bit much when it comes to their food. So this $55 is just for their dry food and their wet food. So it's not actually for their like dog snacks. So for dog snacks, we spent $32. And I feel like that's actually that checks out, but that's kind of lower. Typically I feel like it's like 40 to 50. I don't know. Whenever I go to Trader Joe's, I buy them snacks. Whenever I am at Target or any store and I see that they have dog snacks and they're healthy, or it seems like it'll be something my dogs like, I buy them. I'm a dog person. I am an animal person. I even buy my mom's dog snacks. So this fluctuates, but that was what we spent last month. Okay, gifts. So I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. Gifts was a bit hefty last month, only because I bought myself a very hefty gift. I have truly been wanting the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. That's what it's called, yes. And I have it downstairs. I got the creator combo from Best Buy, and I believe it was $6.99. Yes, actually it was $669.99. After taxes, it was $731.96. So I really wanted to get that for myself. I did not need it. I have 2 cameras, but I truly love cameras. I don't know what it is. I'm just like a gadget person. So I have the Canon G7X Mark II that I've had for almost 6 years that I'm currently filming on. And then I have the Sony EV10 right here that I got when I was about 7.5, 8 months pregnant. I wanted to vlog and film my pregnancy journey with a high quality camera, so I got this. However, traveling with this, I do not travel with this. It is way too heavy and I fear dropping it, so I just travel with my Canon G7X Mark II. But I don't know, I really wanted the Osmo, and I was like, I'm gonna give myself this. I'm gonna gift myself this camera. So that's what I did. So gifts was very heavy. It was very hefty. $731.99. As you can see, my paycheck is dwindling down. However, half of that my husband gave to me. So I basically spent $380 because my husband gave me the other half. So eating out, I have $25 for eating out, and this was because my cousin and I, we went out to dinner and we split the bill. I don't really use my card to eat out all the time. Like, my husband buys anything that we eat out. I really wasn't super social last month. It was a lot going on, like us house hunting, just things with my son, life in general. So I was very secluded last month. Typically it's much higher than this. So I went out with my cousin. He wanted to treat me to dinner, but I was like, let's split the bill, it's okay. Like, my cousin just got a job, he's also in grad school, so I was like, we'll split it. So that's what we did. Okay, also Black Friday just passed. I did not buy anyone anything for Black Friday, but I did move $50 into like a little, I guess you would say sinking fund kind of, but not really, just for gifts for Christmas, because Christmas is coming up. I am super intentional now with gifts that I give people, so I will not be asking people what they want and buying that. As far as my mom, my little sister, my little brother, you know, people like that in my family, I will be buying things that I feel like are beneficial to them and that they will actually use, because I used to buy people things every year, whatever they wanted, and I just felt like it wasn't meaningful. It just became an expectation to get what you want for Christmas. Oh, what do you want? Toys. What do you want? Makeup. Like, things that aren't really meaningful that you won't remember. So my mom loves body butters. She's very, very into body butter. She's a self-care queen. So I will be making body butter for her this year myself. So I'll be buying those ingredients to do. My little sister, I don't know what I'll be getting her. She's 2. She'll be 2. So I have to figure that out. But like, just something that's meaningful. My little brother likes to cook. I'll probably get him a crock pot or a cooking set. I'm not really sure, but it won't be just like anything frivolous or that I feel like, you know, you're just getting because you just want to consume something. I want it to be meaningful. Subscriptions. So the only subscription that I pay for monthly is Canva. $30 for Canva, and that comes out every month. That is my only subscription. Is it? Let me double check. Epidemic Sound, actually. Epidemic Sound 1965. So 1965, I don't even have that on here. And also $30 for Canva. Those are my only 2 subscriptions. Everything has a subscription these days. So typically, if it requires a subscription, I just don't buy it or pay for it. Like my husband, he's been having Netflix for years. We have Amazon Prime through my mom. She subscribes, so we just are added to her account. What else do we have? Peacock and other things, but they're through other people. Like we really don't pay for subscriptions. My husband pays for Netflix, but that's it. I feel like subscriptions are a trick, and I'm not trying to be paying a company for literally the rest of my life to use their product. So if I can work around that, I try to. Netflix got real tricky and real smart with that, right? So it's like now they know like which household is watching Netflix, because if you're in the same account and you're watching Netflix from Nashville and also from Texas, there's an issue. So they got smart. It's just they got smart, you know. So my husband pays for that. Retirement. So for my 401k that comes out of my check automatically, I think right now, I've only been working for 3.5 years out of graduate school, as I mentioned. So I think it's like $20,000 or around $20,000, but that comes out automatically. I've seen some people talk about how they have an additional retirement fund or retirement account. Tell me more about that if you have that, because I don't. I just have what is deducted from my check that my company matches that goes into my 401k. But tell me more about that if you have an additional one, or like how that works. I am not super heavy into investing or to investments like outside of that, so please let me know. Okay, so full transparency, I just had an hour-long work meeting and I had to step away. But I'm back now. Let's continue. So as I previously mentioned, my husband and I, we both contribute to my child's, you know, savings fund for when he is older. Now, I think I said we equally contribute to it. We do not equally contribute to it. I contribute $250 a month, and my husband does somewhere between, it just depends, $1,500 to $1,700 every month for him. So this account is strictly for when he hits 18, he can have it, he can be in a good financial spot. And my husband also has a college fund for him through his bank that I do not contribute to. As you see, money dwindles down, and it dwindles down quick. So to carry over into this month of December, I literally only have $428 left. That is carrying me over into this pay month. I don't really do a zero-based budget, if I'm honest with you, because I don't like to have 0 coins left over. I don't really like for every single dollar to be accounted for, because anything can happen. And so for this $428, that's just extra money that I can do something with this month, which it can go maybe towards savings or maybe towards, I don't know, anything. So for this month, the month of December, we do have another trip planned. We'll be going to Panama City, Panama with my grandmother. So my grandmother's coming to kind of like help with our son. We love to travel. That's something that we absolutely love to do. So we will be going to Panama, and I kind of feel great about this month of December and budgeting wise, because I am going to switch some things up. For one, I will not be spending this much, you know, on groceries. I won't be spending $380 for my portion of a gift like the new camera that I just bought. Also, like I previously mentioned, we will be using the HSA card to fully fund my son's speech therapy and food nutrition therapy, because we can do so. So that $160 a week will be taken away from me and just added on to our HSA card. Those are expenses for the month of December that I will not have to worry about. Now, I will get better at these videos. Please believe you me, this is my first one, so I'm sure it's not falling in line with the typical videos that maybe people watch around the subject. But I tried my best, y'all, okay? This keeps me accountable. This helps me realize, okay, when I can literally see on paper or a computer how much money I really spent, how much money truly left my bank account and what it went towards, it's kind of eye-opening and it's kind of humbling. So that pretty much sums it up for this month. My video for next month, I'm sure it'll be much more organized and much more detailed. Bear with me, guys. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Please let me know down below your tips, your comments, your tricks, what you suggest, or how you might budget, or how you, I don't know, how you just budget with your coins. Let me know, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, friends.